I went to school in Korea, and I was required to go to school on Saturdays. So every time I moved on to a new grade or went to a new school, which I went to 4 different elementary school, I had to go talk to new teachers and tell my friends what's going on. It was really hard to get them to understand because Sabbath keeping was not common. And it was really hard also because Sabbath is not very common. Most people went to church on Sundays. So it was really hard to explain because they didn't understand. But what was really harder for me is that they did all the fun things on Saturdays. All the birthday parties and all the hands-on activities like cooking class, arts and crafts on Saturdays. So I hated coming back to school on Monday and all the people talking about what was happening on weekends. I mean, they even took class photos on Saturday. So if you go through your book, there's no me, sadly. But I didn't really know what I was standing up for. I didn't know the value of Sabbath. And honestly, I ask myself often, is this really worth it for me to go through all this sacrifice to just keep Sabbath? Later on, by God's grace, I came to the United States 2009, where I get to keep Sabbath. It was still hard because I went to public school and faith was still something that I had to stand up on my own. It was not my thing. It was not mine yet. Slowly, little by little, God led me to see what really faith is. Through friends, teachers, and pastors. I am a pastor child, which means that I know all the things. I know what is the right thing to do. I know what the church tells me to do. But until later, it wasn't my personal relationship with God. Even though my parents tried hard to teach me in easy ways, I took it as like list of rules or laws I had to keep. And then it was just not very meaningful. It was just really hard to keep them because I didn't really understand the meaning of it. I tried many different things to make it right because it didn't feel right. I tried writing out notes to carry around with me to school. I tried to do a notification on my phone so I don't forget to pray. I tried reading different books that tells me what really prayer means. But honestly, one thing I realized is that all those words wasn't really getting me anywhere. And then I remembered that it's really by God's grace alone that He could really lead me to make this faith on my own. And then when that happened, and when I accepted God as my personal Savior and my Father, I could just talk to like a friend, it was just really mind-blowing how amazing God is and how much God has been working in my life. Even though I tried denying Him and rejecting Him and turning away from Him, I was so thankful that all the way here, God has been leading me. So I really thank God that He led me to Andrews University to be surrounded by friends who are so passionate about this faith, who are burning up to like tell people about God. This is so new to me because I mean, all the friends I had before weren't like that. But it's so nice to be able to study Bibles with friends of my age. And I'm just so thankful that I see God leading me throughout this uncertainty of the future. And I'm understanding that God has a plan for me. And I've decided to put my total trust in Him. Because He said, His ways are higher than my ways. And if I put trust in Him, and if I keep just believing in Him, He will lead me through all the struggles and troubles. And I just want to continue to trust in God. And if I put trust in Him, He will continue on guiding me like He has throughout. My name is Heaven, and this is my testimony.